You think you're building power. You're not. You're leaking it. Every day. In ways so subtle, you don't even notice it happening. And that's exactly why you're still stuck. Not because you're not trying hard enough. Not because you lack discipline. But because everything you build disappears. No, that's not it. It's worse than that. You're feeding a system that quietly drains you while making you believe you're progressing. And the people around you, they see it. They benefit from it. And they will never tell you. There's a pattern you haven't noticed yet. Every time you try to improve, you add. More habits, more routines, more effort, more pressure. But power doesn't come from adding. It comes from removal. And that's the part you've been avoiding. Because removal is uncomfortable. Removal is silent. Removal cuts ties you're emotionally attached to. And this is where it starts. Let's define what's actually happening. Core idea. You're not weak because you lack strength. You're weak because you refuse to eliminate what's draining it. Emotional pain. You feel like you're trying harder than everyone, yet getting less. You feel overlooked, outplayed, disrespected, invisible. Unique angle. You're not being beaten. You're being drained. And the worst part, you're participating in it. Here's the first thing you don't see. You explain yourself too much. Every decision, every move, every change. You feel this pressure to make people understand you. Why? Because somewhere deep down, you think their approval matters. But that's where you're wrong. The moment you explain yourself, you step down. You hand them authority. You turn them into a judge. And now you're defending your own life. Think about that. You made a decision. And suddenly, you're on trial for it. That's not normal. That's submission disguised as communication. Micro moment. You tell someone you're busy. They ask, doing what? And instead of just saying, work, you start listing tasks, detailing your schedule, justifying your time. Why? Why do they need that access? They don't. But you gave it. Freely. And now they know how to question you. And this is where it gets worse. Because once people realize you explain, they push, they dig, they challenge, they poke holes. Not because they care, but because they can. You trained them to. Law 1. Whoever seeks approval surrenders authority. So what happens when you stop explaining? At first, they get uncomfortable. They push harder. They try to break the pattern. But then something shifts. They stop asking. Not because they respect you, but because they can't control you anymore. And now you've become something dangerous, unpredictable. But you missed something. There's another leak tied to this, and it's killing your value. You're too available, always reachable, always replying, always there. You think that makes you reliable? It doesn't. It makes you replaceable. Scarcity creates value, and you have none. You reply instantly. You say yes too quickly. You adjust your time for everyone, and because of that, no one respects your time. Micro moment. You text someone. They reply hours later. You feel something, a shift, a slight tension. Now reverse it. They text you. You reply instantly. There's no tension, no wait, no anticipation. You removed your own value. No, that's not it. You didn't remove it. You gave it away. Law 2. The more accessible you are, the less you are pursued. So when you become less available, something interesting happens. People start adjusting to you. They assume you're busy, important, focused. Not because you said it, because they feel it. And this is where power begins. Not in what you say, but in what people assume. But there's a deeper layer, a more dangerous leak. And you won't like this one. Your emotions are readable. Too readable. Every reaction you show is data. Every expression is instruction. Every emotional spike is a map. You're telling people exactly how to control you without realizing it. Micro moment. Someone makes a subtle jab. You laugh it off, but your face tightens. Your tone shifts. Your energy drops. They saw it. That's all they needed. Now they know, and they will use it. Maybe not immediately, but later. When it benefits them. You missed it. Control isn't about what people do to you. It's about what they know they can do to you. Law 3. If they can read you, they can move you. So when you stop reacting automatically, you disrupt the system. You pause. You choose. You control what's visible. And suddenly, people don't know where you stand. That uncertainty, that's power. But there's something even more damaging. Something you think makes you valuable, but actually weakens you. You give too much for free. Advice, ideas, solutions, energy. You solve problems that aren't yours. You help people who don't reciprocate. You share insights that cost you time and give them advantage, and you call it being helpful. No, that's not it. That's leakage. Micro moment. Someone asks you for advice. You go deep. You explain. You think. You invest. They nod and disappear. They implement nothing. But now they have your thinking for free. And this is where it gets worse. Some of them will use your ideas and get ahead of you. Law 4. What you give freely gets valued lightly. So when you stop offering, when you become selective, when your words become scarce, they gain weight. And people start listening differently, because now, access to your mind isn't guaranteed, but you're still stuck somewhere, and you know it, because of the people you keep. Comfort friendships, the ones that feel easy, familiar, safe, but go nowhere. You don't grow with them. You don't sharpen with them. You don't build with them. You just stay. And this is where you've been lying to yourself. You call it loyalty, but it's avoidance. Avoidance of discomfort. Avoidance of growth. Avoidance of leaving behind people who reflect your old self. Micro moment. You hang out. Same conversations. Same jokes. Same complaints. Nothing changes. You leave feeling slightly drained, but you ignore it. That's not harmless. That's erosion. Law 5. Who you tolerate defines your ceiling. So when you slowly distance, not dramatically, not emotionally, just gradually, something shifts. You get your time back, your energy back, your clarity back. And they barely notice until it's too late. But now we reach the point where everything changes. You think effort equals power. It doesn't. Visible effort is weakness. You show your struggle, your grind, your exhaustion. You talk about how hard you're working, and you think that earns respect. It doesn't. It invites doubt. People see strain and assume limitation. Micro moment. You tell someone you're overwhelmed. They nod. But internally, they lower their expectation of you. You didn't gain empathy. You lost position. Law 6. Power is perceived through ease, not effort. So when you hide the struggle and only show results, you change the narrative. Now they don't see effort. They see outcome, and they fill the gap with assumption. Natural, talented, different. That illusion, that's leverage, but you keep breaking it. With complaints, you talk about what's unfair, what's difficult, what's frustrating. And every time you do, you reinforce one thing. You are not in control. No, that's not it. You signal that you need things to be different. And that is weakness. Law 7. Complaints reveal where you lack control. So when you stop complaining, you force a decision. Fix it, or leave it, silently. And people notice something strange. You don't seem affected. You don't seem stuck. You don't seem reactive. You seem above it. But there's a structural flaw still holding you back. Your standards move. You say no, then change it. You set boundaries, then bend them. You decide something isn't acceptable, then accept it anyway. And people learn. Quickly. They learn your limits are flexible, which means they don't exist. Micro moment. Someone crosses a line. You hesitate. You let it slide. They do it again. Slightly worse. You trained them. Law 8. A boundary that moves isn't a boundary. So when you hold your position, without explanation, without emotion, without negotiation, something changes. They stop testing. Not because they respect you, because it doesn't work. And now, you're solid. But here's the dangerous one, the one that exposes everything. You talk too much about your plans. You share what you're going to do, what you're building, what you're thinking. And you think that creates connection. It creates exposure. Micro moment. You tell someone your next move. They react. They ask questions. They show interest. But later, that information travels, twists, spreads, and suddenly, you're predictable. Law 9. What they know about you limits you. So when you become vague, neutral, boring, you disappear. Not physically, strategically. And now, no one can anticipate you. And finally, the root, the one that feeds everything. You need approval. Every decision. Filtered through. What will they think? Every action, measured against perception. You want validation, recognition, confirmation. And because of that, you explain. You stay available. You react. You give. You tolerate. You expose. Everything loops back here. No, that's not it. Everything collapses here. Law 10. The need for approval is the foundation of control. And this is the cold truth. They know. They see your need. They could help you break it. But they don't. Because your need benefits them. They get your time, your energy, your attention, your compliance. Why would they want you independent? They wouldn't. So they keep you where you are, not by force, but by reinforcement. And you accept it. Until now. Because now, you see the pattern. Everything connects. Every leak. Every behavior. Every moment you felt overlooked, ignored, disrespected. It wasn't random. It was structural. And here's the final shift. You don't become powerful by adding. You become powerful by removing. Silently. No announcements. No declarations. No validation. Just absence of what weakens you. And one day, they'll look at you differently. They won't know why, but they'll feel it. You're harder to reach, harder to read, harder to influence. And by the time they realize what changed, it's already done. You didn't become someone new. You removed who you were. And now, there's no going back.